Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to be covering the similar words and phrases that we got on the Spirit Talker on Spirit Talker. I'm going to be covering repeated words and sentences that we got on Spirit Talker. I'm going to be covering correlations that I found. And I'm also going to be covering what we got this time when we went on the 5th of October versus what they got when they went in July. Just so we can kind of get an idea of anything that repeated, so that we can confirm it from like last time and things like that. So yeah, I'm going to be getting on with that in this video. So I'm going to be starting with the similar words and sentences that we got. So we got cave and caves, C-A-V-E and C-A-V-E-S. We got I'm from ancient times and I've been here 600 years. We got burned and burnt. We got Edwardian, Viking and Victorian. The reason I put Edwardian, Viking and Victorian in that thing is because they are obviously different periods in history. So they are similar because they're all under similar category. And I want to have a look into what the relevance to that location is. So yeah, that's the similar words and sentences bit done. Right, now I'm going to get on to the repeated words and sentences. So we got stabbed times 3, I'm from ancient times times 2, died very recently times 2, I'm with my parents times 2, and Edwardian times 2, but once on each phone. So once on my ghost phone, once on my main phone. So that is the repeated words and sentences bit done. Right, so now I'm going on to the correlations that we had. So we had hospital, patients, doctor, I was so sick, stabbed, I was sick. Now, you could also probably put burned and burnt on there, potentially. But I don't know whether they were killed in the fire itself or whether they succumbed to their injuries afterwards. And then next we got pagan. It was conjured, devil, they do witchcraft, bad entities here, circle, black eyes, dark energy everywhere, and there's a cursed. There's a cursed? There's a curse. And then following on from that, we've got bad things happened, burned/burnt, accident, fatal, I lost my hair, and jail. Now, once again, you could probably put stabbed on there because stabbed and jail would probably go together. Because I did also get arrested or arrest on there. And then following on from that, we got obscure vision. And that was said exactly as we were closing the door to the closet in one of the rooms where a team member of ours had gone in and sat on a chair. Because obviously, if your senses are heightened, you pick up on more things. So I had an idea of closing the door and just having him in darkness in that room. Like, we were just outside the door, obviously. But have him in that room on the chair in darkness because he'd gone in there on his own and sat down. So I just closed the door. And we got obscure vision as I closed the door. So that's quite a good correlation there, I'd say. Very interesting. Anyway, the next thing we got the word growl, and then shortly after we did hear a growl, which the team leader, Katie, recorded on her voice recorder. And she played it back, and you could hear it clear as day in the voice recording. And then we also got pain and my neck. And my neck did feel like it was on fire at one point during the night. I don't know if something had scratched me. My mum says it looks like I've got my eczema flaring up on the back of my neck, but I've never had my eczema flare up on the back of my neck, so I don't know why it would be flaring up on the back of my neck. I feel like something marked me when I was there, because my neck was fine, and then we went into one of the rooms and it started burning when I was doing the scrying mirror. So it was almost like something came up, either grabbed my neck or scratched my neck. At least that's how it felt to me. So yeah, that's the correlations bit done. Right, so now we're going to go on to the 6th of October, or, well, the 5th of October / 6th of October, versus the previous visit they did in July. So, the name Tim was mentioned at some point during the night, different locations. Now, I don't know if that's linked to the school or linked to Tim who runs pigs. We caught stick figures in the church, so same area that they did last time. The name Phil was mentioned at some point during the night, different locations, and one team member at both visits was called Phil. So again, I don't know if that's to do with the school or to do with Phil. The name Peter was mentioned at some point during the night in the same area, which was the upstairs area. I think for me it was the upstairs area. I don't know if it was the upstairs part or the downstairs part in the previous visit they did. The name Jeff / Jeffrey was mentioned at some point during the night, different locations. The name Connor / Connie was mentioned at some point during the night, because I got Connie and they got Connor the previous visit, so I don't know whether it was Connie rather than Connor last time. And then they got Sally, so Sallies, but they had to put a question mark beside that. And I got the word Shelley, so I wonder if Sallies and Shelley could be the same person that was communicating, because obviously it depends on what device they used. If they used the Frank's box / ghost box, there's all the static behind it, so it's sometimes quite hard to hear words that are being said, like, fully correctly, anyway. And then the name Charlie was mentioned at some point during the night. Stabbed was said multiple times on the 5th. And they got the previous time that there was a boy that was killed and that a knife was involved in his death the previous time. So that would make sense with the whole stabbing thing. A person on the Ouija couldn't spell. And that was the same as they had last time. The person on the Ouija couldn't spell very well. And we deduced from questions asked when we were on the Ouija board that one of the headmasters had had a stroke, which is why he couldn't spell. I had my camera batteries drain to red, and I had to change them at the night, and they had their camera batteries die the same area. When I got home though, and I put one battery in, which had gone down to red, it still had 3 bars. It had gone up to 3 bars again, which was really weird. So something was affecting the equipment that night, for sure. And then the K2 meter was going off in response to questions being asked as well, both nights, which was really cool, getting some very, very accurate answers on that. It was quite amusing because at one point when we were using the Ouija board and we were talking with the headmaster, we asked whether we were going to get detention when we went up into like his headmaster's area, and he went yes. So that was quite amusing.